It's only me. I'm not controversial. Or controversial. And today I'm in deepest Worcestershire, in the Vale of Evesham, and I've just come to a little village called Fladbury, and I'm going to try a breakfast at Cafe Craycombe. Come on, let's go and see. So I'm inside now, and this is Cafe Craycombe. It's just set in Worcestershire, and it's a beautiful sunny early spring. And I thought I'd go out for a little spot of breakfast. There's the menu throughout the day that you're looking at. They do lots of soup of the day, and your jacket potatoes and sandwiches, etc. But here's the breakfast menu. And they do the full English breakfast at £11.20, but I'm going for the rural riser. The big one is back because you get an extra egg with that. You get a thick Lashford sausage, and you get baked beans as well, and a big field mushroom. So for the extra £1.60, I think that's worth it. So let's go and see what it's like. So you've had a good look at it, the breakfast there. Now, just really trying to rescue my eggs here and everything. I got some great quality of ingredients looking on that plate, but I don't know whatever went through their mind to put the beans there. You know, it's the code. There's a general code of practice, and that's to keep the beans uh, away from the eggs to the one side of the plate. You know, use the sausage as a dam, or breakwater, as the great Alan Partridge would say. But there, I'm having to do it rescue, and it's such a shame because the eggs look well clean, but It's got contamination, and we all love the taste of a good yolk and egg. You do not want your beans distorting that. So unless you're one of these weird people who mix their eggs and beans together, but I don't understand that. Anyway, I've done a bit of rescuing. I've just broke the eggs a bit. I've left them a little bit, but they are a good rich yolk. You can tell just by the colour. Nicely cooked. The egg white is perfect clean. So after rescuing, I go in and I can eat my beans where I want. Now there are the beans. Luckily, they are a good texture and they're not in a runny sauce too much, so the contamination was limited. Anyway, some people might think I'm a bit anal there, so I'll leave that for you to leave in the comments. So there's the tomato, and it's been baked and it's absolutely delightful. Juicy. I seasoned it with salt and pepper and I enjoyed that. Breakfast comes with toast. You've got a choice of white or granary. I went for the granary. Nice helping of butter, lovely salty butter, and it's perfect. As you can see, I put the tomato on the one piece of toast there. Tomato toast. Hang on. It's me I'm watching, not Grange Hill, but that is a banger, just like the credits of Grange Hill, if you remember that. And look at that lovely texture of that Lashford sausage. Beautiful, thick, proper banger, isn't it? And just cut it, and it's cooked perfectly. And yes, that's sort of nice, juicy, salty taste, and lots of pork flavour. It's lovely. And I think to have the thick Lashford sausage, like I said at the start, it's worth paying a little bit extra to get that sausage and the extras that you get with the breakfast. Makes it worth it, I think. Beautiful oily field portobello mushroom. Very nice. Cooked perfectly again. Lovely and juicy. And I do like my mushrooms. And that's proper nice thick back bacon, and I've just put it into that lovely rich golden yolk of the eggs, and that combination is just heaven, isn't it? I'm loving it. And like I say, the execution of the beans is the only fault I have with this breakfast. Everything else is good. The latte I had with it is absolutely creamy and perfect. And you know, I really enjoy this breakfast. It's a little location that you just miss passing by. I think we've got one near every town or village that we, some of us just don't notice, but I've noticed this before and passed it without thinking. Today I thought, well, I'm going to take a turn in there, and I'm glad I have. So if you're in Worcestershire, Cafe Craycombe, please visit. I think it's a very reasonably priced establishment, lovely rustic, and I have enjoyed this. There's my empty plate. I'll see you all outside for my star rating. So, what a lovely breakfast. Cafe Craycombe, Fladbury in Worcestershire. That was really good quality ingredients. The Lashford sausage, a proper banger. Takes me back to watching Grange Hill when you see the credits of that big banger coming towards you on that fork. And it was a proper sausage. And just texture-wise, is just spot on and just full of taste. It was gorgeous. Just have that bit of saltiness, everything. And a sausage sometimes is the deal breaker in a lot of people's breakfasts. I think all the ingredients are, but if you like your sausages, that certainly would be a deal breaker if you're like your sausage. So
Nice good back bacon, nice thick back bacon. 2 absolutely lovely eggs, very rich yolks in them. I mean, those as good as eggs as you can get. They were perfect, very clean. Tomatoes, 2 halves of tomato, which I seasoned with salt and pepper, how I like it, and a lovely big flat field mushroom, nice and oily. And you know, am I going to have a complaint about the breakfast? I am picky, and there's only one complaint, and that is where the execution of the beans. Luckily the beans were very good texture. For baked beans, I like that texture, not too much juice, and fortunately there wasn't, so it didn't contaminate my eggs too badly, although I did rescue them and reposition. Some people might think I'm a bit anal doing that, but you know, I think we should be given the choice of where we want them beans, because you know, I'm very much like to taste my ingredients and don't like it mixed. The granary bread was lovely, nice salty butter, and you know, for the price I paid, I think that is a very good value, very good ingredients indeed. You know, if there's missing one thing, maybe black pudding, but you know, everything else was perfect apart from that execution of the beans. Service was very good, and it is just a lovely rustic country place to go, and it's just hid out off the A44 here, and some people probably doesn't realise it's here, but if you ever pass, you must call in. I think it's a lovely little quaint little place. What am I going to give this though? I would love to give this 5 stars, I really would, and you know, I should, but it's a big thing that I always have, and I've got to be fair, because I do pick a lot of people up, and I think execution of baked beans on a breakfast is a big breaker for me. And you know, some people do baked beans belong on a breakfast? They're just a filler. You know, I'm inclined to think that good quality ingredients like tomatoes and things belong on a breakfast more than baked beans. And because them baked beans were put straight in the middle, and you know, straight more or less on the eggs, I've got to knock a point off, and it's such a shame, because everything else is well worth 5 stars. So I'm going to give this a 4-star rating. But please, you ever see this place, and there's lots of little businesses around here that you probably never noticed, so if you're ever travelling on the paths on the A44 between Pinvin and Evesham, on the trunk road to Worcester, feel free to call in, and you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I always say bye for now and stay safe.
4